Happy spring. Dr. Andy Rosenfarb here. What does spring cleaning have to do with your vision? It's a conversation we're going to have right now. So, first, let's start off with this. Those of you guys who have read my book, Healing Your Eyes with Chinese Medicine, and or done any self-education and understand the principles and premises of Chinese medicine, including things like the 5 elements, would suggest that every organ, right, we have 5 main organs in Chinese medicine, and each one of those organs correlate to one of the 5 elements. So to be relevant, we're going to talk about the wood element of Chinese medicine, which correlates to the liver organ and the gallbladder organ. It also correlates to the sensory organ, which is the eyes, right, which is important to us. The season that correlates to the wood element is springtime, right? So in Chinese medicine, every season has a corresponding element and a corresponding organ, a corresponding color, a corresponding sensory organ that's affiliated with it, okay? So as we just said, the springtime is a time where the wood element for growth, expansion, renewal, rebirth. This is a time of the year where those energies run high, all right? Again, to be clear, if you're in the North Hemisphere right now, we're doing spring. This would be appropriate in what we'd call the fall, which is in the spring in the southern hemisphere for people in South America, Africa, also maybe in Australia, New Zealand. So again, just want to clarify that. So given that this is a really good time to ride the wave of the high energy of spring, the energy of detoxification of the liver, of renewal, of healing, right? It's a really good time of year to do spring cleaning, right? By spring cleaning, we want to get rid of that which is not useful, maybe toxins, clean house, open the house, air it out, right? Look for things that have accumulated throughout the year. Spring cleaning. I'm pretty sure you understand kind of what the idea is around that. But how does it apply to your vision? How does it apply to a lifestyle that supports better vision or healthy vision? That's what we're going to talk about today. So spring cleaning can happen in many levels, right? First, we're going to talk about physical spring cleaning out our bodies and what that looks like and some ideas for you. Then we're going to talk about spring cleaning in other areas of our life. All right. So we want to have this radiant effect of spring cleaning and not just limit it to a physiological cleaning of our body, which is, of course, important, but not limited to that conversation. So spring cleaning for health, right? We're cleaning out our liver, our gallbladder. Our liver and our gallbladder, remember, are kind of like an oil filter, right? Our liver and gallbladder filters all the toxins, all the chemicals, everything that comes through, most of which are fat soluble that come through our system. Hormones, fat soluble vitamins, a lot of the supplements you're taking, right? Fat soluble vitamin A, any of the oils, vitamin E, vitamin D, lutein, zeaxanthin, water soluble vitamins would be like B complex or vitamin C. Okay, so the oils, fish oils, even taking some supplements like that. These are fat soluble vitamins that the liver has to break down. So whether it's good nutrients that are fat soluble or toxins that the liver needs to break down, we want to give it a break. We want to help the liver get rid of any toxins that have accumulated inside of it so that it could free up some space and be more efficient at what it does, right? Makes sense. So in addition to that, it's important to know that when we do liver detoxes, we also want to make sure that we're encouraging healthy bowel movements, because when the liver detoxes, it dumps the toxins into the large intestine, right, to be eliminated. If it doesn't do that, so say, for example, somebody's constipated or not having regular bowel movements, what happens is the liver contracts or goes through, we're thinning the bile and dealing with the methylation processes. And what happens is that the toxins will be dumped into the colon to be eliminated, And if the colon's backed up, they'll back flush into the system, go back into the bloodstream, which can actually not make you sick, but it definitely is going to intoxicate you, meaning the toxins that are wanting to be released, the metabolic waste products, are going to go back into your bloodstream or could back flush into the liver, and you just don't get the detox response that you want. So any of you guys who have done detox programs before, you'll probably be aware that it also involves like a colon cleanse. So things like colonics, enemas, those are often coupled when we're doing detoxes. And we can do those level of detoxes. There's liver flushes. I'm just going to give you guys some examples. So one that I did was there's a olive oil detox where you use some olive oil and take about a cup of olive oil, and you guys could Google this and check this out. Put half a squeezed lemon in, wake up super early in the morning, drink the whole thing, and then you're you're off and running, literally. And the liver contracts, and you start to get rid of liver toxins. You're going to be pooping it out for probably the rest of the day. And you want to set up for that. So you want to take things like apple pectin, which soften up any potential stones in the kidney, in the liver or gallbladder. So we want to help move that out so nothing gets stuck in the bile duct, okay? We also want to make sure that we're taking stool softeners or something to help make sure that we're having a healthy bowel movement. So we can go that radical. You can get assisted. You can get things like colonics, and you can do coffee enemas or your own enemas, and be assisted, which I recommend if you're going to do a strong detox. And if you have health issues, you want to make sure that you're getting supervision. On a lighter note, you can do things like juice fast, green juicing. Again, I talked earlier about there are colors associated with each element. The green color is associated with the wood element, with the liver, with eyes and better vision. So using green drinks is not only beneficial, spinach, kale, okra, right? Leafy green vegetables, high in carotenoid antioxidants. They're already known to be useful for the eyes. So having a green smoothie every morning, you want to do it seasonally or year round, is a great way to clean out your liver and your colon, detoxify. Okay? You can do short fasts. You can do like a master cleanse or a juice fast or something like that. There's a lot of different fasts. Intermittent fasting is a way to help take pressure off the digestive system and the liver and gallbladder. So during those times, of course, the biggest, other than drugs and pharmaceuticals and recreational drugs, things that can really beat up the liver: caffeine, nicotine, any fried foods, greasy foods, trans fats, stuff like that. And there are supplements we use. So we use supplements in our practice to help thin the bile. There's a product, liver detox formula, or 3 formulas that we use in practice. One is called Metacrin DX, which is your dandelion, your basic liver health supplements. The next one is Bilamin, which helps thin the bile. And the third one is methyl SP, which helps with the detox pathways. They're methylators or methyl donors that help the body to deal specifically with the phase 2 detox pathways, which is a lot. I don't want to get into that right now. But in generally just helps the liver to detox for spring cleaning, okay? So there's other ways beyond physical to help do spring cleaning, right? So those are some examples of physical helping clean our body out. Now, we want to also look at other areas of our body that might need spring cleaning. How about your environment, your work environment, your home, your office, right? We want to reduce clutter. So take a couple of hours or a day, whatever you want, look around in your environment, see what's been sitting around, what is just clutter, taking up space, kind of on a larger scale, that's called hoarding. Maybe it was gifts. Maybe it's just stuff that you just been hanging on to. You don't even know why. So grab a garbage bag. Maybe you could donate some stuff or even re-gift it or anything like that if you're into that. Make some donations or just get rid of it. Even some things, when I do my spring cleaning, I find that there are gifts that I received. So I will, take a minute, send thanks to the person who gave them to me and to the gift that I received at that time. I don't need it now, especially if it's like a little trinket or something like that. You can get rid of it and just be thankful and appreciative. Doesn't mean you need to keep it forever. So clean your space up, clean your head up, do an audit, maybe write down what negative thoughts feelings and emotions have been pervasive in your mind? What have you been stressed about? What have you been perseverating on? What have you been hyper focused on that's negative, that is not serving you? What mindsets? Okay? So these ideas, to take an audit of what types of things you can let go and clean out your mind. Okay? Maybe some people too. Maybe some people that, family's family, but maybe there are people who you deal with that you need to reevaluate your relationship with. Not saying you have to totally let them go, but maybe you want to reduce the intensity if it's a negative influence on you, right? So what we're doing here, if we zoom out for a minute, we're trying to look at things that are toxic but burden, that aren't useful, right? Clean out things that are creating clutter in our minds, in our body, in our space. Is this making sense? Okay, good. So think about that. Make lists. Make a list, spring cleaning, my house, my mind. And then when it comes to your vision, let's do a spring cleaning. What supplements are you taking? Are you taking any? Spring cleaning can be additive too. It doesn't always have to be reductive, meaning you're taking things away. So when you're spring cleaning, you plant, right? We plant gardens in the spring. Early spring, we kind of get our germinations going, but we plant seeds for new regrowth. So what seeds can you plant today? What new habits, actions? We talked about that a few weeks ago, behaviors and actions. What new actions can you start planting? What habits, what things can you do? What routines can you establish that are going to support your vision? What exercise you can do? What supplements? What treatments? Again, maybe you've been on the fence about coming out and getting some treatment. Maybe starting an at-home treatment regimen. What new things? Again, spring is about renewal. So maybe renewal, you've been in a drift, not doing things that you can do, or maybe stuff that you just want to start getting going. It's a great time to year to start new projects or get back into the routine of helping your vision, whether that's in office, coming back to see us here. Maybe you've been away for a while and need to kind of get back into the routine of it, or you need help getting back into a home routine, or you need help getting started. Not sure what to do. Need a little bit of help. If you know what to do, great. We have plenty of resources inside our education, on our website. Just do it. Spring is a time to just do it. It's action time, right? And a lot of these videos and trainings that I bring to you guys are about taking action. We have the mindsets, but it's an action activity. Action activity. So activities are usually action. So we want to make sure that we look at what can we be doing? What action can we take? What new direction can we start doing? By what habits, what thoughts, what ideas do we have that we can add, and what can we take away? So that's spring cleaning. What can we add and what can we take away? That will support our overall health, mental health, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. And what can we remove? What doesn't belong? If we think into the future, if you think of yourself into the future, and you've done this person, this version of you in the future has done everything that they need to recover and preserve their vision, or at least dramatically slow that down. What does that person, that version of you, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, what do they look like? What habits have they picked up? What habits have they dropped? What are they doing? What do they look like? Consult them. Think about it. What have they dropped? What mindsets? What do they say to themselves? What supplements are they taking? Who are they working with? Who's coaching them? What doctors? What advice are they listening to? What have they stopped listening to? It's making sense. Awesome. So I invite you to consider this time of year in spring, April 2025, what can you do to help with your spring cleaning? Get into it. Have fun with it. Dr. Andy Rosenfarb. Acuvision, your vision is our mission. If you need help, please feel free to reach out. You can comment on our posts. And we're happy to help you create new habits with spring cleaning, improve your vision. See you soon.